Welcome back, or welcome to the channel. Stuart and Anne gallivanting around on two hulls and two wheels. We left you last time in Catchy, up in the hills, then made our way down the twists and turns, across the flatlands and through the vineyards, before pitching up at the Quilmes ancient village. This was all part of our original plan, picking up the bike we left in Puerto Varas and then heading north through Chile to get some warmth up to the salt flats in Uyuni, and then travelling back south through Argentina and Patagonia to pick up the Navamag ferry to sail through the Chilean canals, reversing our route of January back to Puerto Montt. And now we're leaving Villa Union, heading as far south as we can get. Almost universally, everything is either just started and abandoned or unfinished. Even in the fancy hotel we found. Traffic lights that nobody pays attention to. Meow.
One thing that makes travel interesting is seeing how other people live.
Family parties in the garden, or get down the casino and blow next month's rent. Adobe houses, concrete houses, broken down houses. Buenas noches, buenas noches. Buenas noches. No wonder I didn't get a reaction. So it was time to get moving. Argentina isn't all mountains and canyons. There are some pretty long flat bits, with the occasional junction or corner thrown in to keep you on your toes.
So there's snow in these mountains, snow melt in the river. We've got our thermals on and Stuart's plugging in.
And this is what happens every night. We get lost trying to find the hotel, so we cruise around the back roads until eventually, oops, it pops up.
Well, here we go again. The room furthest away from reception. It's always the same.
Next morning, we were heading south from Mendoza and heading towards more familiar territory we'd covered on our trip in January. The good thing about being a bit older is that you don't actually remember having done it.
I think this is it.
We could remember some of the views and some of the scenery, but we certainly remembered the bridge over the river.
At last, another motorbike, because we've come all this way and look at all these 4x4s that have pulled up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
There was just us and one other truck, that Choiki truck. And then this group of travellers all appeared. So now it's tourist central, but still very pretty. Scaling the volcanic ash and rock. Also, you can see the volcanic plain. Not sure where the volcano is right enough. And the road on the left is closed.
Somebody's wee house down there.
This is one of the even fewer remaining gravel sections on the Ruta 40, and on the whole it was pretty good. It's when the gravel piles up in the tracks and it's 2 or 3 inches high on either side that when you have to change tracks to make room for some muppet thrashing past in an overlanding 4-wheel drive, and it gets a bit squirrely. Riding in gravel all gets a little bit tense at times, so it pays to have a stop every now and again, and if you can, stretch your legs or just collapse.
Rio Grande. It has to be meltwater from these mountains up there. Atlas Mountains with snow. And these trees imply there's property over there. They put these trees up to shelter. I hope he's not contemplating going for a swim.
At this point in Patagonia, you're still further north than the traditional, hesitate to call them tourist routes, but the famous routes that all the bikers come to do. So you don't see many people. Waved goodbye to that lone biker and headed off for the last stretch of gravel for the day. Being really glad we missed this muddy section. How you get through this in the wet is beyond me. And finally we left the gravel behind, headed on the home straight, up the mountains, climbing out the valley, past the equivalent of Mount Rushmore in the making, and the final stretch into Malargey for the night.
So we're still on Ruta 40, having the afternoon break. The sun's come out in at last and it's a wee bit warmer. Oh, the wind's getting up. Better not say that out loud, Stuart hates that. And these are the Andes. Look at this, and we think that's Osorno over there.
So we've left the gravel behind and we're on the tarmac. Oh, you could ride this tarmac forever, couldn't you? It's just wonderful and the scenery is fantastic. But we won't make you watch it forever because I think that's enough of the roads.
And today we're heading on south for Bariloche through the Los Alerces National Park. The gorse, or broom as some call it, I believe, was in full bloom. It was pretty impressive.
So we made it to Bariloche, to this beautiful hotel with an absolutely stunning view out the bedroom window, across the lake, towards the Andes. And the hotel also had a beautiful spa, a lovely swimming pool, which led to a very happy pillion and a relaxed driver.
By now we're getting down Argentina, heading for Los Alerces and the border over into Chile.
So these trees on the other side of the lake are all dead. And we now know it's because the volcano in Chile, when it blew, the wind was blowing this direction and it killed all these trees. Beautiful gorse along the side of the road.
A route once travelled by Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
They worked on a farm just up the road. I guess they were rounding up sheep. Shaun the sheep, maybe. We had been looking for it, but we kind of stumbled on the Butch Cassidy ranch, or their cafe or little shop. But they lived 500 metres from here, did some farming, before they decided there was more money in banking. Or wine. After an empanada and a cup of coffee, we headed up the road towards the Los Alerces National Park. The park was created to protect the Alerces trees, some of which are said to be over 2,500 years old. When we arrived at the park, there was nobody at the check-in box, so we hung around for what seemed like a decent amount of time. Nobody there, and just went on. Same at the other end, so maybe we're still wanted in the Alerces National Park. On the boat we have a bit of a mantra that says if you're going to hit something, hit it slowly. I have the same on the bike, especially on gravel. So it was a bit of a surprise to catch up with these 5 Argentinian riders who were taking it as gingerly as we were, including getting your feet wet. That was a really good ride through the park, and we made it out onto the tarmac, ironically following a logging truck. So that's us. Thanks for watching. We're on the way to the Chile and Argentina border. Come and see what happens on the other side of the Andes.